Another great use for aux tracks is for submixing, which is the concept of putting many tracks together into groups, like drums, bass, guitars, making it easy to mix because you control each of them as one piece. Let me show you. We have a session in front of us here, a bunch of drum tracks, some bass tracks, some acoustic guitar tracks, and vocal tracks. In order to make it easier to work with them, let's create some submixes. Let's start with the drums. Just select them all, go to our output, hold down Option-Shift on the Mac or Alt-Shift on the PC, and either choose a different bus if you have one set up, or go down here to New Track and create a new one. We'll use stereo, aux input, and we'll name it drums. And that creates this. So now all the drums are no longer set up to go to the main output. They go into this new bus we just created called drums. And from there, they go to here. And the output of this track goes to the main output. So it's one extra level of volume. So if we play it, the drums are all going through here. If we mute it, we don't hear anything because all the drum tracks are now going through this drum bus or this drum submix. Now let's create one for the bass tracks. Let's unmute them. Again, Option-Shift on the Mac, Alt-Shift on the PC. With a new track, we'll name it bass. And now the bass tracks are all going in here. We mute it. We don't hear the bass. Now I should mention, when we're creating submixes using auxes, it's a good idea to solo safe them. Let me show you why. Let's say we want to work on this kick drum. We solo it, we don't hear it. Because the sound is going over here, and that track's not soloed. So it's basically muted. So our two options are to every time we solo a track, like a snare track, to also solo our submix, or just solo safe it. And now, we can solo the snare, and we still hear it. It's still going to the submix, but the submix isn't being muted when we solo this. Let's do the same for our bass submix. It'll work the same way. Let's add a few more. For our guitars, solo safe it. And one more for the vocals. So we'll save that. And now, let's put them all together. These are our submix tracks that we used auxes to create. So right from here, we can create a mix.
Baby, just hold tight. I will travel like this. Next to you, girl. Give me just one flight. The galaxy ain't too big, baby. I will travel like this till you don't.
It just makes it quicker to get our levels. We're treating each section of instruments as a group. We want to make the drums louder or lower, we can just do it here, rather than trying to do it over here. Now, another reason to do this is for adding effects. Let's say that we notice the drums are too dark sounding. We want to make them brighter. Obviously, we could do it over here onto each track. But that's not always the best way of doing it. If we notice the drums overall are too dark, doing it on the bus makes a lot more sense. Let's try it. Mute these. Let's hear the drums. Now let's add an EQ to the drum bus, or the drum submix. We can make it a bit brighter. And the whole kit gets brighter. So it's a bit quicker and more effective to do a broad stroke like this. EQ the entire kit. And we could do it with other effects as well. So let's add a little compression to all the vocals. Right here. Let's hear what that sounds like.
Baby, just hold tight. I would travel like years to spend one night next to you, girl.
Now let's hear it in the track.
Baby, just hold tight. I would travel like years to spend one night next to you, girl. Give me just one flight. The galaxy ain't too big, baby. I would travel like years to you, door.
So it's a great way of using effects on a group of instruments all at once. It's a bit quicker and more CPU efficient. So that's using aux tracks to create submixes and to combine groups for adding effects. Let's move on.